Welcome to the video. We are Norton Summit. People don't believe. Some people, not a vocal minority of people don't believe I can ride this fast on such an old bike and with old 15-year-old mountain bike shoes, a 17-year-old bike, second-hand carbons, 17-year-old carbon. It's all fragile and flexy, and you can't ride that hard. You just can't. And mountain bike shoes, you can't do that. Well, let's watch the video here. All right, you want proof? We got proof. People are like, I want to see a power file. Power files don't mean anything because anyone with half a peanut of a brain can fake a power file, or you can just get a mate's power file, or you just download someone else's power file. All right, so heart rate and power don't prove shit. What proves stuff is a video like this. You can't fake this. Okay, you can't fake it. Here's a stopwatch. Start the stopwatch now. All right, and then you stop at the end, and then you can actually see in real time the time's done. All right, so power, heart rate don't mean shit. Okay, anyone can fake that. You can't fake this, or maybe Steven Spielberg can. And there's no tow rope there because you can see in the angle of the camera. All right, so there's no one behind me pushing me. There's no tow rope. This is Natasha on the e-bike filming this with the GoPro on the back of a box. Let's watch and listen. Oh, but durianrider, there's a motor in your bike. There's a motor in your bike. Okay, whatever. Which Vivax or which e-bike kit allows you to use a BB30 specialized crank? Like if you zoom in on that crank there, it's a BB30 crank. It's an OSBB crank. There is no such electric hack you can do to power a BB30 specialized crank. Okay, the Vivax system doesn't work with that. If you know, you know. So this is me, super ripped, you know, done Norton Summit on Strava over 1,000 times. Okay, seeing is believing. Anyway, let's get to the point. Let's look at talk about the bike. We're using a 17-year-old carbon bike from Facebook Marketplace. I'm just doing this to prove to you that you don't need to spend big bucks to go fast and have a good time on a bike. Okay, you don't. And here's the proof. I have the latest S-Works SL8 tarmac, and it sits there literally with flat tires and heaps of spiders all over it. All right, I've got daddy long legs fucking on my S-Works SL8. All right, I've got daddy long legs making babies, man. There's spider orgies on my SL8 S-Works. That's how little I ride it because my fitness is quite good at the moment, very good at the moment. So I'm just riding these super lightweight, fast X doper bikes like the SL2 Specialized S-Works Tarmac SL2, and with that BB30 crank, it is just, man, it feels so good. It is so stiff. This is probably, I would say, the stiffest bike money can buy that I'm aware of. I can't think of anything better than the SL2 with the BB30 system. It just, if you know, you know. And put some lightweight carbon shallow section wheels on there. These Windspace, I've got a Windspace R33. They're super stiff wheel, and they just feel absolutely perfect. I do have a lightweight on this in this ride. The lightweight is light, but the stiffness out the saddle, it is quite flexy compared to the R33 Hyper. So I do prefer the R33 Hyper. But again, we'll just do some testing here. And I did have a titanium skewer in this wheel, so it does make it a bit more flexy. And then I changed it out to a Dura Ace skewer. Adds a bit more weight, but it just feels a bit more responsive. And I do have new shoes since then. I went on Gumtree and found some Specialized Recons S-Works mountain bike shoe, drilled them out for the midfoot, and I've got those on the men now, and they feel really really good. Because these S-Works mountain bike shoes I'm using in this video, if you see my other videos, you can see that the heel is like really lifting off, and you can literally put 3 fingers through the back of the shoe. You can literally lift the heel up and put 3 fingers through. That's how slop there is. So we talk about the bike and the tech. Let's talk about the physique and the posture here. I'm trying to keep my upper body pretty chill. And you can see my stomach, the diaphragm going in and out constantly, in and out constantly. Okay, so you're breathing from the diaphragm. I'm getting out the saddle a bit now just to use some different muscles, give myself a bit of a breather. And I've just basically said, Natasha, just go hard. And I'll just do my best to keep up. And so she's here we go there, hit the brakes a bit. So little things like that can definitely throw your momentum off. So you just got to you saw that, dropping the wheel, all right? Hitting the brakes, drop the wheel, and you just really got to stay calm and just keep pushing the pedals. Forget the mood, focus on the plan. Forget the mood, focus on the plan. So passing all the cyclists there you go. That's great when you have other cyclists on the road because then you can see it wasn't sped up, okay? Again, you got the stopwatches, gang. Stopwatches and video don't lie, okay? You got GPS coordinates with Strava on the segments. You can zoom in on Google Maps. You can see exactly where the start finishes, and you can use a stopwatch. You got real time. There you go. Can't fake this. So what am I thinking at this point? I'm just staying relaxed, sort of 5 minutes in almost of the climb, and I come up to the first sort of switchback. Just staying relaxed, man. Just really staying relaxed and just holding the power. The average watts, I'd say, for this day at that weight, we're talking probably about 380 watts. I'm going to say about 380 watts um, to do at that weight at that time. It's going to take me about 380 watts. So if I can lose a few more kg, it'll make a big difference, man. It'll make a big difference because every kilo you lose, give or take, is around 7 watts. Okay, 7 watts. So if I can lose 4 kg, which is realistic, um, I've been, in this video, I'm about 71, 72 kilos, and I've been 59 before. So I've been, what's that, 13, 14 kilos less around about. So, if I can just lose 4 kg, that'll be an extra, so that's 17, 28 watts saved, and that will make a huge difference. That will push me into probably mid 12, like Norton Summit, instead of sitting around the 13s, 13 to 13:30 consistently. It'll push me down to the mid 12s if I can drop 4 kg. But you can see I don't have much weight to lose. I'm very lean. There's probably a little bit of fat around my, there's probably like an inch, probably a couple hundred grams I could drop around my midsection, but not much, really more. So I'd have to drop off the muscle, and that would happen if I just did more riding. Not doing much riding at the moment, not doing much running at the moment, just eating very, very low fat and very low protein to leverage that weight loss aspect there. And it's made a huge difference because the power's always been there. The power was always there, just the weight was too high from taking all the test and tran and protein shakes and Deca, and that blew my weight up. I was doing a weight gain experiment for a while there. You remember that? And I got up to 85.3 kg morning weight. And yes, the power was always there, but when you're that heavy and you're not really designed to be that heavy, I'm designed to be like low 60s. That's you know, my natural sort of frame physique. So when I use exogenous anabolics, it just blew my musculature right up to 85.3, and I was still going higher with the weight there. But then eventually I was thinking, how is this? My body doesn't want to be this weight. I'm just having to eat so much protein and fat and steroids and lift so much. My body's just fighting it, just fighting the doesn't want to be that heavy in the joints and stuff like that, extra load. So once I cut the fat and the protein, the weight just started dropping. Cut the steroids right back, boom, or stopped. Weight just dropping rapidly. So this goes to show, man, hormones definitely matter. Hormones definitely matter, and so do your macros. It ain't calories, man. It's hormones and macros. Because the macro makeup, if you're eating more fat and protein, your insulin's going to be higher. Your insulin resistance is going to be higher. You're going to have higher anabolic hormones, and that's great if you want to gain weight, man, for sure. But most cyclists, they're trying to drop kgs, because when you drop kgs, you're dropping resistance on the climbs, on the flats. Okay, so there you go. And you want to do it the right way, man. Do my protocols. If you want to be lean, look how lean I am. I'm almost 50, man. I'm coming up to 50. Okay. Some people say I'm 80, but I'm 50, coming up 50, late 40s. So that's just how we roll. But whatever you do in life, people are going to knock it, good or bad. You can do the best things. People will find something to pick on it. You can do the worst things. Some people will appreciate this. It's whatever. People have their opinion. That's fine. You know, that's fine, man. It's, opinions are like clits. Every cunt's got one. That's fine. We're all gonna have opinions, man. So this is again, this is the hurt part. We're probably would have been about 7, 8 minutes into the climb around abouts, and this is the hurt part for sure. This is sort of flattens out here, and your body wants to have a bit of a breather, but this is where you can really make up time. And I mean, Norton Summit's not a hard climb. All right, Norton Summit's not a hard climb. It's I ride up here with no hands. I've done this like 33 times in a row for an Everesting. Norton Summit isn't hard. We make it hard by sprinting up here, just going up here as hard as we can. The Norton Summit is not a hard climb. It's a pretty climb. It's very, very popular, and that's why I like it. But it's not a hard climb. Let's be honest. It's not. There's much. This is Norton Summit to me is not even really a climb. It's very fast. For me, a climb is something over 10%. That's a climb. That's a proper climb. This is a little lump for me. From other people, Norton Summit's a huge accomplishment. I'm not trying to take that away from people. But in terms of cycling performance climbs, Norton Summit's not a hard climb at all. I would say my proudest com that I have is Penang Hill, Malaysia. That's a climb. Penang. If you want a real climb, if you want to test yourself against me, go to Penang Hill and see if you can beat my com. That's I've had that for almost 6 years now. That's a climb. That's a fierce, fierce climb, Penang Hill. That's yeah, life changer. You go ride your bike up Penang Hill, road bike, not mountain bike, road bike, and see how you go with that one. It's a killer hill, man. Love it. So you can sort of see now my face, you know, the pain, the lactate. I love it. It's good. No painkillers here. There's no painkillers in my system. A lot of people use painkillers, aspirin, paracetamol, and yeah, I've used them before. They make a huge difference in performance enhancing, but I don't like them, man, because they're bad for your liver, bad for your kidneys, and personally, I prefer to feel a level of pain because then it can mentally get stronger. So if you're always taking paracetamol and stuff, which a lot of people do, man, like painkillers are a huge PED, hugely abused. Opioids, tramadol, paracetamol, hugely effective, man. You just don't really feel the pain, you know? Just push as hard as you want and don't really feel much pain. But for me, that's like, I like to feel the pain because then you can just sort of play with it in your head and process it better. So that's one thing that one PED that I have used is painkillers as an experiment, and they fucking work, man. They fucking work, and they're so popular. But as a cyclist, as a runner, I like pain, because you can just make yourself harder in the head. Okay, pain is just a mental thing, really, isn't it? So by blocking it out with painkillers, I think you really lose the mental muscle growth that you can get. But something like EPO and stuff, yeah, you get that red blood cell count boost, and that's undeniable. But even though painkillers are very popular, I don't think they're good, and I think they're very toxic for your liver and kidneys, and people die from painkiller overdoses. And I just think painkillers make you soft. There's a place for them, maybe with surgery and stuff like that. But if you're using paracetamol on the bike and run, I understand why you do, but I'd recommend against it, man, because you're working your liver and kidneys so hard doing sport, and then you're throwing that on top. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I know it'll rub some people the wrong way, but just giving people a heads up. But yeah, painkillers are fucking very, 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 very popular, man. You know, people get a headache and they take a painkiller. It's like we live in a fucking soft society, don't we? Just harden up, man. Harden up. Save them for extreme, extreme situations. All right, so now we're closing in. You can see my face is starting to relax here. I'm just mentally just going, yep, just hold the wheel, bro. Just get it done, get it done. So we're closing in on the last minute and a half of the climb. Uh, yeah, just keeping the cadence up. So you can notice my cadence is, quite optimal the whole time. I generally like to sit around 85 to 100 cadence, 105 maybe. That works best for me. You got to find what cadence works best for you. But me using a cadence meter and power meter for almost 16 years now, I've worked out for me 85 to 105, 110, let's say 80 to 110, 80 to 110. And yeah, maybe you go under 80 for certain start parts of a really steep climb, just for 30 seconds or a minute, that's okay. But anything under 80 for longer than a few minutes, I'm losing power there because the torque is just going to be too much and you're going to build up too much fatigue metabolites. And the high cadence, which I've been promoting for almost 2 decades now, people used to knock it, but now all the pro riders, man, everyone's doing cadence, man. Everyone's doing cadence. People used to knock me even just 10 years ago. Cadence is, new cadence, grind a hard gear, mate. And then Chris Froome came along, ripped it all up. And then Valverde, Contador, they all switched to high cadence, and they all, cadence matters. Cadence, high cadence, 80 to 110 reduces fatigue metabolites. The more power you're trying to push, the cadence is going to go higher. If I'm doing like a real easy ride, like 100 watts, then yeah, 50 cadence is fine. But once you're going over 250, 300, 400, 500, 600, 800,000 watts, whatever, then the cadence is going to want to be higher. If I'm going over 300 watts, then my cadence wants to be over 80. If I'm going over 800 watts, then cadence over 100. So now I'm just the last little kicker here, last little kick, doing my best to hold the wheel, get in that GoPro shot. I'm just thinking video footage, bro, video footage, video footage. Hold the shot, man, hold the shot. At this point, it's not sort of hold the wheel, it's like hold the shot. And boom, look at that. Just really kicking in here. Here we go. That's the finish line. That big tree there, or the stubby pole. Boof. That's the finish line. Okay. There you stop your stopwatch and then check your data and you'll see what's going on, what time we really did. Thanks for watching. Yeah, can't beat video footage, man. People make big claims, big claims, but they don't have much big proof, do they? Big claims need big proof. And that is the done. Norton Summit, love this stuff. But yeah, motor pacing behind the e-bike, man, best training ever. Because it's always there. always there. The next best is hard bunch rides, racing, etc. But I love the motor pacing on the e-bike because you can really pinpoint it and fine tune it and guarantee it's going to be a maximal